The storm never knew your name, but it sure remembered your strength. Chosen one, what you survived will shock the world. Stand tall. You felt the weight of every betrayal and every silent battle etched into your bones. You know what it is to rise at dawn with exhaustion clinging to your spirit, wondering if any of it mattered. They whispered that you were broken, that your dreams were delusions. But here's the truth. Those trials were sacred training grounds for your destiny. Hidden forces have been at work, shaping you into an unbreakable force. Today, the veil lifts, and you'll discover the cosmic strategies that built your resilience, the unseen protection that safeguarded you, and the undeniable shift that now demands you step into your power. If this message already speaks to your soul, subscribe, like this video, and comment 77 below. Stay close, because by the end, you'll know exactly why nothing can stand against the chosen ones. Sharpened in silence, not defeated. You felt the weight of every silent moment pressing against your spirit, as though the universe itself conspired to keep your voice muffled and your purpose unseen. You woken in the stillness of pre-dawn, staring at the ceiling while doubts looped endlessly in your mind. Am I strong enough? Does anyone notice my struggle? They whisper in your ear that isolation was your fault, that your prayers bounce off a closed sky. But you are not alone. Countless chosen ones have stood where you stand now, their hearts aching with the same questions. What you're experiencing is not a curse, but a crucible and an impending revelation. You'll see why the silence you endure was never empty. It was charged with power waiting to be unleashed. It's easy to feel abandoned when every plea for help seems to echo back unheard, when friendships fade under the weight of your unspoken burdens, and even your closest allies don't grasp the depth of what you carry. You've sat through rooms full of people while carrying a fire in your soul that no one else recognizes. You watched opportunities slip through your fingers, not because you lacked talent, but because you were in the process of being prepared for a stage far beyond your ambitions. Moments of confusion left you paralyzed, and feelings of rejection convinced you that perhaps your path was a mirage. Yet every tear you shed in the shadows and every second you spent refining your faith has been working in concert to forge the unbreakable spirit you are becoming. Then a subtle shift occurs, almost imperceptible at first, like a new melody woven beneath a familiar song. Your solitude, once a prison, reveals itself as a workshop, and the silence that felt like a void becomes a quiet forge where your faith and character are tempered. Jeremiah once asked, "Is not my word like fire, says the Lord, and like a hammer that breaks the rock in pieces?" Jeremiah 23 verse 29. In your own life, the challenges you face have been that divine fire and hammer, breaking away the facades and shaping you into your true form. This moment of awakening is your turning point. Every hardship was not a setback, but a sacred step toward the revelation of your destiny. Now you notice the first signs of transformation rippling through your days. Conversations that once felt hollow now resonate with new meaning, as though you hear the hidden notes of truth in every exchange. You awake with clarity that before arrived only in dreams, dreaming now of possibilities you thought were lost. Unexpected doors swing open. A chance encounter sparks an idea, or a long-ignored email arrives at the perfect time. Even your inner dialogue softens. You catch yourself speaking with gentler certainty, refusing to feed old doubts. These shifts are not random. They are the unmistakable footprints of divine timing aligning your spirit, circumstances, and opportunities to steer you toward a light that has always been your birthright. Behind the scenes, forces beyond your sight are orchestrating your rise. Every challenge you endured, every moment you felt alone, was part of a heavenly strategy to break down barriers that no human effort could dismantle. You might have dismissed coincidences as chance, yet when a mentor appears just when your confidence falters, or a resource materializes in the nick of time, these synchronicities reveal spiritual allies paving your way. Your faith is in the propellant that set this machinery in motion, turning each prayer into a lever that moves unseen mountains. This is not wishful thinking. It is a realignment of the cosmic order to honor your calling and launch you into fullness of your purpose. At this crossroads, many feel the pull to retreat into familiar patterns, clinging to silent sorrow like a worn blanket that offers comfort in its heaviness. Fear of the unknown can feel safer than stepping forward into uncharted territory. where the contours of your new identity are not yet fully visible. But true awakening demands more than that initial spark of recognition. It calls for a fierce embrace of every sign, every shift, and every nudge from the divine. This is your moment of self-realization, the sacred juncture where you must decide to lean into the transformation with both hands, to accept that the pain you endured was only the prelude to a life of amplified impact and unshakable joy. Feel the surge of empowerment radiating through your being as you choose to stand in this emerging reality. Release your doubt like a bird set free from a cage, and let faith guide your first steps into the new terrain of your destiny. Speak your truth aloud, even if your voice trembles, affirming, "I am sharpened by my silence and empowered by my purpose." Carve out intentional moments each day to nurture this newfound conviction, whether through journaling your insights, speaking affirmations into mirror, or gather with fellow chosen ones who fuel your belief. Every deliberate act of faith strengthens the foundation beneath your feet, ensuring that when you walk forward, you do so on solid ground. You've been sharpened in silence, not defeated by it. What once felt like exile was actually training. Every quiet hour rehearsal for the grand stage you now approach. Let this truth settle deep within you and resonate in your bones. The isolation you endured has produced a spirit so keen, no darkness can dull its edge. As you step into the revelation that awaits, carry this consciousness with you as both shield and sword, a testament to the journey that shaped your destiny. Comment resilience if this resonates with you, and know that your story of silent sharpening will inspire every soul who dares to rise from the shadows. And a special thanks to our current members whose faith has fueled this movement. And if you feel called to go even deeper, there's a sacred space reserved for our community, a private room where you receive full prophetic messages daily. Join our private membership through the link in the description and walk this path with us. Spiritual recoil, why they feared you. You felt their eyes on you even before you spoke a word, as if an unseen force warned them of the strength you carried within. In moments when you dare to share a spark of insight, you sense a shift in the room. Your presence alone stirred anxiety, causing polite smiles to harden, casual questions to turn icy. You've questioned if you were too sensitive, imagining that perhaps your own insecurities colored their reactions. But deep down you know this isn't about you. It's about the light inside you that threatens the darkness surrounding them. You are not alone in this experience. Many who carry divine call have stood in your shoes, feeling the tremor of fear radiate from those who cannot bear to see what you are becoming. Stay close, because in the words ahead you'll discover exactly why your awakening provoked such recoil and why it heralds your greatest victory. You've carried the bruises of countless rebuttals, the sting of whispered criticisms that convinced you your voice was unworthy. You've replayed rejections in your mind, reliving the hollow laughter of friends who dismiss your insights as delusions. You've poured out your hopes in prayer, only to watch doors slammed shut in the world, leaving you stranded in valleys of doubt. Those moments left you feeling isolated, as though your purpose were a flame no one else could even smell. Yet even in those depths, a spark persisted, an unquenchable urge to rise above the contempt and claim the truth that pulsed in your veins. Each pang of confusion, each pang of despair, has been a reminder that what lies behind your fear is a gift too powerful to remain hidden. Then, as you wrestle with these shadows, a hidden pattern began to emerge, a divine choreography shaping every misstep into a step toward revelation. Remember Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, cast into the fiery furnace for refusing to bow before a false idol. In Daniel 3 verses 24 to 25, King Nebuchadnezzar exclaimed in astonishment that he saw not three, but four men walking unharmed within the flames, the fourth appearing like a son of the gods. Their refusal to compromise ignited heaven's intervention, and their deliverance became a sign that divine presence protects and elevates those who stand firm in truth. Your own trials have served a similar purpose, to reveal that the light within you is not only real, but unstoppable when embraced with courage. Even now, you can sense the first tremors of transformation in your daily life, as if the furnace of rejection gave way to a clearer vision of your path. Conversations you once avoided now open with an ease that surprises you, as though people sense something genuine in your words. You awaken with sudden insights that sketch the outlines of your next move, and long-dormant passions stir in your heart with renewed intensity. These shifts might feel subtle, an unexpected compliment, a fleeting moment of clarity, a chance meeting on a crowded street. But they are unmistakable fingerprints of divine timing. Your world is realigning around the light you carry, preparing new arenas for your breakthrough to shine. Behind the veil of everyday life, higher forces are busy clearing obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. The very windows that slammed in your face were part of design to redirect you toward openings you couldn't see. That job that fell through, that friendship that ended abruptly, each was a nudge from the divine hand steering you toward your true battleground. Synchronicities, like finding just the right quote in a forgotten book or receiving a call from a mentor you'd almost given up on, are not coincidences, but whispered confirmations that your faith is moving mountains. When you dare to believe, even in the smallest way, unseen allies rally to your cause, aligning resources and opportunities in perfect harmony with your destiny. Now comes a sacred moment when mere awareness is no longer enough. You must choose to step into the identity that beckons you. Fear of exposure can tempt you to retreat, clinging to the safety of anonymity even as it suffocates your spirit. But transformation demands action, to stand in the full blaze of your calling, to let the recoil of others serve as proof that your light is working. True alignment calls for a wholehearted acceptance of both the cost and the reward of authenticity. This is your crossroads. Will you shrink back into the shadows of self-doubt, or will you lean forward into the blazing promise of what you were created to be? Feel the fire of empowerment surge through your veins as you decide to own your divine identity. Declare with conviction, I will no longer dim my light to ease the discomfort of those who fear what they cannot understand. Let each day be marked by acts of faith, speaking up in meetings, sharing your insight on platforms that once intimidated you, or simply wearing your truth without apology. Seek out fellow chosen ones whose courage fuels your own, and together magnify the impact of your witness. Each step you take in boldness dismantles the walls erected by fear, carving a path not only for you, but for every soul waiting to be set free by your example. Your recoil has become their reckoning. The very tremors they felt in your presence were the onset of a seismic shift that will redefine every corner of your world. Embrace this truth. When they fear you, they acknowledge your power. Let every flinch at your rising be a testament to the magnitude of what you carry. Speak feared in the comments if you feel this resonance deep within, and stand ready to wield your truth as a weapon that dismantles every lie. The stage is set, the fire is lit, and your moment to walk unscathed through the flames has arrived. And to every soul who supported with a super thanks, thank you. You are keeping this light alive for others who haven't found it yet. If you feel called to help this mission reach more chosen ones, tap the super thanks button below. Your energy supports these messages and helps them travel further. Your voice matters. Your belief matters, and your light is felt here. Speaking truth is now a cosmic weapon. You've carried your silence like a wound, convinced that speaking your truth would break you into pieces. Late at night, when the world feels most still, you wonder if anyone would believe your story or if your words would fall on deaf ears. You're tired of playing small, of shrinking your message so it won't rock the boat or ruffle feathers. Yet in your heart, you know that what you endured is too significant to remain hidden. You are not alone in this. Many chosen ones have felt the tremor of fear before uttering a single word, questioning if their voice truly matters. But here's the hidden truth. Your testimony carries a power your doubters can't imagine, and this moment marks the beginning of your most potent expression. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn will transform every whisper of doubt into a roar of authority. You've spent years silencing yourself to avoid conflict, measuring every syllable against a feared judgment. Remember the sting of casual dismissal when you shared a glimpse of your vision and felt the room go cold? You've bottled up your insights, consigned them to journal pages and late-night monologues, too afraid to set them free. You've internalized a message that vulnerability is weakness, that raw honesty invites ridicule. You've watched others rise with roles they assumed with less conviction than you carry, and wondered why your own voice remained unheard. That struggle has weighed heavily on you, planting seeds of self-doubt that grew into walls between you and your calling. Yet those very walls have shaped and contained the power that now threatens to burst forth. Then, in the midst of your hesitation, a spark ignited your courage. revealing that your silence was never meant to protect you, but to prepare you. Think of Abigail in 1 Samuel 25, a woman of wisdom who, confronted with David's wrath, rode into the storm bearing harsh truth. She said to him, "My Lord, let this iniquity be on me. Please let your servant speak in your hearing, and hear the words of your servant." 1 Samuel 25 verses 24 to 25. Her brave confrontation halted violence and redirected destiny. In your own life, every moment you felt silence was actually your training ground for bold speech. Your reluctance was refining your heart, teaching you the discernment you need to speak with precision and power. Now subtle ripples of change are weaving through your daily life, announcing that truth is reclaiming its throne. You catch yourself finishing sentences that once got stuck on your tongue. A friend leans in when you start to speak, eyes widening with recognition. You wake with phrases lingering in your mind, ideas that feel too urgent to ignore. People you once thought indifferent now seek your perspective. Doors you thought closed crack open at the sound of your authentic voice. These moments are more than coincidences. They are unmistakable signposts of divine timing, aligning your words with ripe opportunities. The universe is echoing back your truth in ways you can neither deny nor ignore. Behind these signs, unseen forces are orchestrating a grand design, aligning every prayer you whisper with real-world openings. That random message in your inbox, that mentor's timely encouragement, the way a workshop appeared just when you needed guidance. All these synchronicities are spiritual allies paving your way. Your past struggles were not tests of your worthiness, but the forging of a weapon in your soul. Faith has been the lever moving mountains. Every time you dare to believe in your message, unseen hands moved obstacles aside. Now those divine interventions converge, empowering your voice to cut through every false narrative with the precision of cosmic purpose. At this sacred juncture, you must decide whether to seal your lips once more or to step boldly into your calling. Fear of backlash or misunderstanding tugs at you, tempting you to retreat into the safety of silence. But true alignment requires embracing the full weight of your anointing, speaking not just when it's comfortable, but whenever the Spirit compels you. Realize that every tremor of doubt is a call to courage, every hesitant heartbeat an invitation to roar. This is the moment where hesitation becomes a relic of the past, and you stand poised to embody the truth that has been shaping you all along. Feel the surge of empowerment as you release every lingering fear and lift your voice without apology. Speak your truth in small circles first. Share your insights with a trusted friend. Post a snippet of your testimony online, or record a short message for yourself that echoes your conviction. Let each honest word build your confidence until your voice becomes second nature. Deepen your spiritual practice with declarations of identity and purpose, aligning your inner words with the destiny unfolding before you. Seek out supportive communities that honor your authenticity, and let their affirmation fuel the boldness you need. Each step you take in truth amplifies the cosmic reverberations of your testimony. Your words are a weapon that dismantles lies and ignites freedom. When you stand and declare who you are and what you've overcome, you send shockwaves through every hidden deceit that try to hold you back. The recoil you once feared becomes proof of your power. Remember that reality bends to the authority of spoken truth, and by wielding your voice, you reclaim every piece of destiny that was meant for you. Comment "weapon" if this resonates with you, and carry this declaration into every conversation, for your voice is a key that unlocks the liberation of many. Not revenge, but restoration. You felt the fire of betrayal burning through your heart, leaving scars that throb every time you think of the ones who wronged you. You've wrestled with visions of payback, imagining the look on their faces when you finally get even. Yet beneath that anger lies a deeper longing to reclaim what was taken, to step into the fullness of your destiny without being defined by past wounds. You are not alone in this struggle. Many chosen ones have stood at this crossroads, torn between the seductive call of vengeance and the noble pull of restoration. What you're about to discover will transform every ounce of resentment into a force that rebuilds rather than destroys, awakening a power far greater than any act of revenge. In the quiet hours of mourning, you relived the moments when doors slammed in your face without warning, when whispered rumors twisted the truth about you, poisoning relationships you treasured. You remember the ache of being shunned by colleagues, the sting of friends who vanished when you needed them most, and the hollow ache of dreams deferred by the cruelty of others. Each episode of rejection etched doubt into your soul, causing you to question not just your worth, but the very purpose God placed within you. You've carried heavy questions. Why did this happen? Was I destined to be a casualty of someone else's ambition? These wounds run deep, and they deserve more than a fleeting sense of triumph over those who hurt you. Then a whisper of hope breaks through the roar of your anger, reminding you that every trial has been part of divine design. In Joel 2 verse 25, the prophet received a promise that still echoes today. I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten. Just as devastation paved the way for abundance in Judah, your losses have been preparing fertile ground for a harvest of restoration. The betrayal you endured was never the final word, but a necessary chapter in the story of your elevation. This realization shifts your perspective from seeking vengeance to trusting that the same hand that allowed the trial will orchestrate your restoration in ways you cannot yet imagine. Now you begin to notice subtle signs of transformation weaving through your life like threads of gold in a tapestry. Conversations that once ended in tension now circle back to healing and reconciliation. Opportunities you thought were lost reappear in unexpected forms. Perhaps a new partnership blossoms where you least expected it, or a sudden insight gives you the strategy needed to rebuild stronger than before. On quieter levels, you feel a sense of lightness as bitterness loses its grip, replaced by a calm confidence that grows with every passing day. These shifts are not coincidences. They are the unmistakable fingerprints of divine timing aligning your circumstances to restore what was broken. Behind the scenes, higher forces are working tirelessly to clear the debris of past hurts and rebuild your path with intention. That job you lost, the relationship that splintered, the trust that crumbled, all serve to remove what would have held you back from the far greater destiny awaiting you. Synchronicities, a mentor reaching out at just the right moment, an unplanned financial blessing, or a chance encounter that offers new direction, are divine interventions guiding you toward your restoration. Your acts of faith, no matter how small, have been catalysts in this unfolding plan. Every prayer you uttered, every tear you shed, has been accounted for in a ledger of divine grace preparing you to rise. At this pivotal moment, you may feel the last tremors of fear, the urge to grasp for revenge as a way to reclaim control. Yet true transformation calls for more than seeing the signs. It demands embracing the process with open arms. Many resist this step, clinging to familiar pain because it feels safer than the uncertainty of renewal. But restoration is not passive. It calls you to partner with the divine in rebuilding your life on firmer ground. This is your sacred invitation to decide. Will you carry the heavy burden of bitterness, or will you step into the lightness of restored purpose with courage and trust? Feel the liberating surge of empowerment as you release every shred of vengeance and choose the path of restoration. Declare aloud, I let go of revenge and embrace my restoration. Let your daily actions reflect this choice. Reach out to mend relationships that matter. Redirect your energy toward rebuilding your vision and immerse yourself in practices that nurture your spiritual and emotional renewal. Surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire you, whose faith in your destiny mirrors your own. Every intentional act of forgiveness and reconstruction fortifies the foundation upon which your restored life will stand. Your comeback is not a fight for revenge, but a testament to divine restoration. The world is watching, and as you rebuild with grace and strength, you become a living declaration that nothing can keep a chosen one down when the Creator ordains their rise. Let your restored life speak louder than any vindictive act ever could. Comment restoration. If you embrace this truth and carry this declaration into every corner of your days, your destiny is unfolding now, and the restoration you welcome today will echo through generations to come. Your awakening unlocks freedom for others. You felt a tremor of change stirring in your soul, a quiet ember that refuses to be extinguished no matter how fierce the winds of doubt. Late at night, when the world falls silent, you lie awake with your mind racing, wondering if your hard-won victories mean anything beyond your own story. You carry wounds from battles that no one witnessed and victories that felt empty in the solitude of your heart. Yet in that ache lies a promise of something far greater. Your survival is not a private triumph, but a torch passed to those stumbling in darkness. You are not alone in this truth. Many chosen ones have stood exactly where you stand now, questioning whether their deliverance holds any power to liberate others. What you're about to uncover will reveal how your journey has been preparing you to ignite freedom in countless lives. For too long, you've carried the burden of thinking your breakthrough was meant only for your own path, believing that your trials, your silent cries, and your persistent prayers were chapters written solely for your spiritual resume. You watched those around you struggle, feeling powerless to extend them the grace you fought so hard to claim. You've wrestled with the gnawing question: why endure the fires of transformation if your new strength cannot help those still trapped in the furnace? You remember moments of reaching out, offering a word of encouragement to a friend only to be met with indifference, or suggesting a prayer that fell flat against another's despair. That sting of misunderstanding threatened to convince you that your purpose might be meant to burn brightly just for you, not as a beacon for others. But deep down, you sense that your survival pulses with a calling far beyond personal healing. Then a whisper of revelation slips through the clamor of your self-doubt, reminding you that every step of your deliverance was part of a divine choreography designed to position you as a guide and guardian for others. Consider the 4 prophetess daughters of Philip mentioned in Acts 21 verse 9. Women who, though living under the shadow of anonymity, carried words from heaven that transformed lives around them. They spent years in relative quiet, prophesying only when moved by the Spirit, and in those moments their voices broke open the future. Your own years of hidden struggle have been the preparation ground for your prophetic moment. The same grace that lifted you out of isolation equips you now to speak freedom into chains of others, even when they cannot yet see the path ahead. Already you notice subtle shifts, like distant thunder heralding a coming storm of liberation. Conversations that once flickered with polite small talk now crackle with genuine curiosity as others lean in to hear your testimony. A friend you hadn't spoken to in months reaches out with unexpected vulnerability, revealing a struggle that mirrors your own past torment. You awaken with new insights, picturing ways to guide those around you toward hope and healing. Unplanned encounters lead to moments of shared prayer, where your words, once cautious and measured, flow with prophetic clarity. These are not coincidences, but signposts of transformation, divine breadcrumbs guiding you and those following you toward a banquet of freedom. Behind the scenes, unseen hands are moving mountains to clear the path for your ministry of liberation. Every door that closed in your face, every false trail you chased, every discouraging word that cut you to the bone has served to redirect you toward this very purpose. Perhaps you remember the day you almost gave up, convinced no one would ever understand. In that moment, a stranger stepped in with a timely book, a chance message, or a whisper in your ear that reignited your faith. These synchronicities are more than happenstance. They're the fruit of spiritual alignment, where your unwavering trust in divine timing summons unseen allies to your side. Faith, it turns out, is the mechanism by which your prayers manifest into real pathways of deliverance, not just for you, but for a generation waiting to be set free. At this threshold of awakening, the choice before you is stark: to cling to the safety of personal triumph or to step fully into your role as a herald of liberation. Many hesitate here, held back by the fear of exposing their deepest scars to the scrutiny of others. They worry that stepping into a public role of guidance will expose their vulnerabilities in ways they are not ready to face. But true awakening demands more than private victory. It calls for boldness in sharing the very heart of your transformation. This sacred moment asks you to lean into the discomfort, to embrace your story in its rawest form, and to allow your journey to become a map others need to navigate their own darkness. Feel the surge of purpose rising in your chest as you decide to claim this mantle of freedom giver. Release the hesitation that clutches at your heart and declare aloud, "I step into my calling, not for my glory, but to light the way for others." Your story is a living prophecy, and the world awaits its next verse. Subscribe if you haven't yet, like this video, and comment, "I am chosen," to let this message anchor in your soul. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. Thank you to all our supporting members whose faith fuels these revelations. 4 full prophetic revelations daily. Join the membership via the link in the description. Your spiritual path deserves more than fragments. Step into the full light. And if this message moved you deeply, consider tapping the Super Thanks button to support the mission. Every Super Thanks fuels the light we're spreading together. Remember this always: What you survive will shock the world. Stand tall.